Got Faded Japan!
Yeah, all the time me on business. I'm all about my business, but I ain't got no briefcase. Yeah, all I got's some whiskey. Open and the whiskey, bring it to you. Yeah, I'm leaning up against the door, and my feet stuck to the floor, and we're messing long ago. Yeah, I've been in before. I'm a broken man, needing remedial lands. I'm all about my business. Let me love you till the morning. Let me love you till the morning, yeah.
What's up, faders? Welcome to yet another action-packed episode of Got Faded Japan, and I am your host, Johnny. And as you fine folks know, Got Faded Japan is about 5 dudes, booze, Japan, and the news. And faders, I am so excited because in this episode, the news of this week is one of my favorite bands that's rocking the city of Tokyo right now, the Native Broadcast. The Native Broadcast is an incredible band that's been firing up the scene for quite a long time. They've got a lot of music videos. They're producing tons of music. They're performing everywhere. I think they're going to go on an epic tour soon, and these guys are absolutely spectacular. And I'm so happy to have them here on Got Faded Japan, episode number 736. And speaking of amazing bands, we also have the lead singer of one of my also favorite bands, Scott from Creepdown, here once again, fading with us on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, faders, hi kampai. Cheers. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are epic. Okay, so before we move any further, I just want to say thank you very much for being on the show. And my first question is, what are your names and what instruments do you play? I know, Scott knows, but you faders out there don't know, but you're going to know now. So Jay, you can go first.
Jay, and I sing in the band. And depending on the show, I do a lot of other things, but I'm the singer.
Awesome.
I'm Domi. I'm playing on guitar.
And I'm Hugh. I'm playing drums.
That's right. That's Scott.
Just here.
He's not in the band, but he's an awesome dude too.
I support them. They play with us a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And speaking of performing, you guys are performing tomorrow. Where are you guys going to play tomorrow?
Yeah, we are playing actually tomorrow in Shimokitazawa.
Shimokita.
Cream. It's been a while since we played there, so
We're doing
looking for
Sadie G and Friends. I think it's the party's first year anniversary.
Hell yeah.
So they got a pretty cool lineup. Theo JP is going to be there. Good friends of ours. 404 Ghost Pop. And I'm going to butcher this.
The Nowheres.
Nowhere.
Yeah, the Nowheres. I love the Nowheres.
Which we played with in Edowave, and their set was awesome, and we really love those guys too. So
And Shimokitazawa is traditionally a really great rocker town. There's so many great underground clubs and bars that play music and stuff, and there's a lot of DJ bars where they have a whole wall of rock and roll records from the 1950s all the way to the current day, where they just pull out records and they play records all night long and stuff as you're drinking.
Yeah, the record culture there is crazy. If you want to start collecting and live near Shimokita, it's a great hub. You can find everything.
Yeah.
Disc Union's there. You got so much stuff.
Yeah, what's interesting is Shimokitazawa Cream is actually a DJ bar, to be honest. I mean, it is a live house, but it's also a DJ bar because it is just a bar, and you have 3 floors. So the basement floor is only for DJs.
That's right.
And the upper floor is for bands to play, which is pretty awesome. Yeah. Actually, it's 4th floor, I think.
The 4th floor also there's a DJ bar there too. Been there very little, but usually when we play there, they have that place so you can just put
your stuff
gear there.
Yeah.
But I've seen once they were having a private party there. They opened a secret area, which I've never seen before.
Oh my god, that's the best when they have secret little areas.
And the secret area was, believe it or not, surrounded all the walls surrounded by vinyl records.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Awesome. They were playing some sick Radiohead. I just pretended I knew somebody at the party and just stayed there for a while, low key, just enjoying music.
That's
Pretty cool place to go.
Yeah, very nice place.
Yeah, that's the best way to enjoy any kind of like a really cool bar. It's just kind of like be low key and just enjoy the music and stuff. Maybe chat with a couple of people and stuff. You know,
Pretend
that's
you
great.
know people.
Yeah. Pretend you know somebody.
do this every day.
Pretend you are somebody. I don't know. Okay, so you guys are in the band, The Native Broadcast, and my first question for you guys is, how did this all start? You guys have been around for a long time. And you guys have been doing a lot. Actually, to be honest, you guys are quite prolific. You guys have been producing tons of music videos. You guys are always getting out there, always pushing the envelope, pushing like the whole level of like your music and stuff, getting your name out there. Like, how did this whole like ball of madness start?
Yeah, weird enough, a lot of bands, a lot of bars, a lot of live houses, they shut down during like COVID. So that was ironically like the opening for the Native Broadcast to come into existence, because everyone was kind of like doing a lot of different things. And like around 2020 when it really hit, like everyone was like really at home. I had some time to like entertain different things that I wasn't finding time to do before, painting, writing novels and stuff, and trying different approaches to music. I wrote a lot of stuff, and after a couple of months I just looked at a lot of content that I built up, and then I started seeing some connections, and I was like, maybe this would be interesting to present in a band format. And then, you know, when things started kind of like cooling down with COVID, I rang up Domi. He's like my go-to guy, because since I got in Japan, you know, we've been doing stuff together.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. We met online
On Skype before coming to Japan.
You guys been on Skype?
Yeah, I think it was Skype. I think
Who
it was
meets on
Skype.
Skype?
It was like 2016 or something.
Yeah. So it's the weirdest thing. It was that kind of thing of like, we didn't meet like planning to go to Japan. It's like, hey, let's do maybe something online, like collaborate us and do something online. I'm thinking about moving to Japan next year. He's like, me too.
Yeah.
Okay, we're in Japan, and then, you know, same place, same timing.
How did that come about when you guys meet?
Actually, initially there was one more Polish guy, like, who was like actually meeting us up kind of on Skype back then, because we were planning to do something together, three of us, and that was the initial project we had in 2017. No, I only met with the another Polish guy, but didn't.
I never met.
Before. So when we kind of met for the first time in Japan, we started something different, which we were playing now. Actually, we started a different band with different concept. It was pretty cool. Actually, it was more on the heavy side, and I played bass at that time.
You played bass?
Yeah, I played bass. And the other guy played the guitar, and we had another drummer back then. He was also Japanese, so now we also have Yuki.
Yuki!
Japan. Yeah! Yuki! Yeah, so Yuki is the only Japanese cover band now. Representing Japan. Yeah. And it was a fun time, but the issue was that the other Polish guy, he kind of had some visa issues among other issues.
Yeah.
and we had to split up, and from this time, I mean, it took some time, because we had different projects. We actually played together in one other band.
We kept every now and then kind of like coming back and then doing something, and then that thing disbanded. But we were always kind of like keeping in touch. This time it was kind of like something like I rang him up, and then I said like, look, this is kind of like, I'm not even sure this is gonna be like a band, or if I'm gonna like get an art installation and just present this as like an art show or something like that, but there will be music involved. We're not sure what this is gonna be really, but are you interested in doing something weird? And then, you know,
I went.
You had me at weird.
I went to his.
Weird.
Jay invited me home just to work on. To show me some stuff, some things which inspired him to make this music. What is the concept? Because the previous one was pretty like it was pretty
Straightforward
good, but
rock.
very straightforward rock music. And this time it was more like, how do you say, maybe kind of refined in terms of music. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. This might actually be something which could, I don't know, really pave a new way for us and maybe, achieve something in music actually together. So I was very into this project from the get-go. And also the other thing is that the timing was good. As Jay mentioned before, it's like just after the COVID, I played before in a visual kei band, and it just kind of how do you say? It just broke up because of the COVID. So I was like, oh,
COVID killed all.
Yeah. So I didn't have any new projects actually at the time, and was like, yeah, this sounds interesting.
However, it gave birth to native broadcast in a way,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
So how did
Then, I mean, we got together, started recording some stuff together, and then let's maybe try to go in the studio, see how this, because it changes a lot from like when you make something in a room or a studio, when you bring it into a rehearsal space, and then again it's different again when you bring it in up to stage, and if you bring it to a festival it's already something different, so it keeps on changing, like breathing different. That's the part of music that's like really alive, I think, like depending on how you're presenting or where you take it, it just takes all these different shapes. So we brought it into the studio, and at first, I think we went into the studio. I ran drum tracks, and then we got some people to help out to support while we were trying to figure out like the mix and everything. As we went on playing, and then when we thought it came to a point where it's kind of like, okay, we can play maybe these songs and maybe shape it this way, we started actually looking like for an official like full-time drummer to be playing with us. And we went through maybe a couple of, dozen drummers, I don't know.
A couple dozen drummers? Holy smokes!
And drummers.
Really?
I've been
That's a
through
lot of drummers. And then you found Yuki. Hey.
Well, a dozen drummers and bass
You got the
players,
golden ticket.
Well, nobody was as prepared as this guy.
Really? Wow. Cool.
He came in and just off the bat he just like 5 songs.
Yeah, I remember even now because we had this one. We still have a song called Amalgam, which is a very short song, but it's super complicated in terms of the rhythm. So it's like I couldn't get the rhythm of it for a long while because it's just so unnatural for me. And Yuki is like, oh yeah, Amalgam, yeah, sure. Like, yeah, sure.
Picked it up, man. Got a legend over here.
Don't let the smile fool you.
Yeah, he's very modest, but on the inside, this guy's like heavy metal, dude. He's like,
gotta keep him humbled. How old is your band, by the way?
We're coming up to 3 years now. I think we've already become like.
And how did you come up with the name Native Broadcast?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's Jay's idea.
Well, the other bands, other stuff that we were doing were all like very straightforward. So they were all
like the Doors.
We went with like really like inverses, like backslap, whatever. It's a rock band, And like for this, it's like it had to sound like something like people heard it and what is this? Is it a rock band? Is it a corporation? Is it like a TV station?
What is mystery?
It? So something that leaves it open to interpretation, and then
so you keep people guessing what it is. Basically.
But it didn't sound right at first, and sometimes there are days where I'm still like kind of like Native Broadcast. I don't know.
Who would remember that?
Could really be any. Could really be anything. You don't get right away that it's like a rock band.
Do you consider yourself a rock band?
Yeah, actually, I was going to ask you that.
Yeah. I think it would be kind of like pretentious to say like, no, we're something higher, something.
Yeah. We're
a rock band.
In roots. I think in roots.
What kind of like genre would you describe yourselves?
Like alternative rock,
maybe alternative rock.
Alternative rock.
Hard rock, maybe.
Well, what influences your band?
Like,
what kind of music do you guys like look up to? Like Radiohead?
Too much.
It's kind of like really different.
Amalgam. It's an amalgam of different stuff.
But Yuki, 好きな
影響。
何が音楽好きですか?
For example, Linkin Park.
Oh shit! Okay, good answer.
You guys have that little vibe there.
Yeah, we're
Some
playing
songs.
some.
And Spitz, Japanese.
The Spitz, yeah, I know the Spitz, yeah.
And 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Wow, dude, this guy is fucking hardcore. He's got the heart.
And Cold Rain.
Coltrane.
Coltrane.
Oh wow, that's from left field.
So for
Wow.
now, like you guys been
Good
together
answers.
3 years, right? So
Yeah.
are you like trying to find your identity, or have you found?
Oh
it,
yeah,
you think?
actually, I think.
I know
That's a tough question, but yeah.
happens to every band.
I keep on like I always bring this back because this was like a huge lesson. So like, not plenty. Well, quite a few years ago, I was playing music in Brazil in the day, and I was with a band, and we did pretty good in Brazil. And you know, we toured the country. We were on TV. We did a lot of stuff. We had the opportunity to play with Simple Plan.
Wow.
During their tour, I think it was like 2013 or something like that. After the show, we were like backstage. Got to like talk to the guys. They were really nice, and I remember like asking them like a lot of like for like advice and just basic stuff, you know. And I don't remember one of them at the time. They said something like, "Oh well, we've been a band for 13 years. We're only now finding like what's our identity." And then I'm kind of like, "Well, you guys like toured the world. You guys like sold like who knows how many records. Like you're finding out now." So that really put me in a place of like of being patient with what's like the journey. You know,
Yeah, makes sense.
because it's like at first and sometimes, you know, it's a little frustrating being like very wide and hybrid with our sound, because sometimes we could get it wrong and be too heavy for an event or be too pop for another event.
Yeah.
You know, that's happened before with us.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're not, you know, we're not like we're not rushing into anything, you know. We're trying to, you know, okay, so we're just gonna be a punk pop band, and so now we know that we can play with those bands, and those are gonna be our fans, and you know that's what we're gonna make. And that kind of puts you already in a container that I think like later on it's kind of a complicated place of breaking out of ever creating an identity later.
That makes sense. I mean, especially today, you can play with multiple people, you know, multiple bands, multiple venues, so that's actually a good.
Actually, we are having this in mind all the time. I mean, we are actually actively thinking about it. Like, what should be the identity? What should be like whatever it is? It should be like that you hear the music of the native broadcast, and someone say, "Oh, this is the native broadcast."
And maybe that is your identity.
Yeah, but I'm not sure we are yet to have it or not. So this is something which we need to, I think, because we have huge variety of different genres of music in our music. Actually, I said alternative rock because this is the only word I can find to describe it, but it's not.
Makes sense.
It actually contains a lot of different genres of music now.
Yeah, that's true.
It also makes sense that you guys are unique in a certain way, where you can do this genre and that genre. Maybe that is your identity.
I think we're only now coming to kind of like the place where we're not sure this is it, but this is like the most recent hint that we got from like after 3 years of playing a lot of shows together and recording and working on stuff. We started figuring out that maybe it's not so much the genre and the full songs, it's like parts of songs connecting.
Yo, what's up, Vader? Scott Vader Japan has got a new sponsor. Our new sponsor is Gamuso Bar, located in Asagaya, Tokyo. If you're kicking it in Tokyo and you want to get your groove on, get your fade on, you better get your ass down to Gamuso. Gamuso is located in Asagaya. It's about 11 minutes from Shinjuku Station on the Chuo line. Gamuso has weekly bands, weekly performances. And hell, if you got your own event and you want to hold it at Gamuso, we'd love to host you. So contact Gamuso at www.gamuso.com. That's www.gamuso.com. That's right, Gamuso has not only beers in the bottle, but beers on tap. We've got every drink you want, so come on down to Gamuso. Gamuso, and if I'm working, tip me.
Have your attention, please. Attention!
Hey, yo, what's up, Vaders? Johnny here. You know I love booze and news, but I also love art. So come on down to thespiltink.com and check my art out. I've got tons of stuff there for you to check out. I've got paintings, I got prints, I got videos. And I tell you what, if you like a painting, I could probably sell it to you. And I tell you what, if I can't sell you that painting, I will definitely sell you a print. I've got prints of all my work. Prints are about 2,000 yen each, about $20, but if you buy two, you get the third one for free. So come on down to thespiltink.com. Yo, and on top of that, I'm looking for commissioned work. So if there's something that you want me to do, I can make it for you. Just check out my stuff and see if you like my style. And if you like my style, I can definitely paint you anything on canvas, paper, whatever. I've done it all. So come on down to thespiltink.com. That is THESPILTINK.com. Thespiltink.com. Proper.
Are you at Harajuku with some out-of-town friends or your family or significant others? Yeah! Do you want to chill and drink beer and eat sandwiches while your friends overpay for glitter unicorn socks? Yeah!
And the flavor's gonna make you complete at Harry's Sandwich Company.
So come on down to Harry's Sandwich Company in the heart of Harajuku, right off Takeshita Street. See you there!
But I think at least we are trying to kind of always think like how should it look like and what is the concept behind the song, and also how can we link some songs together, because as Jay mentioned before, some songs are very hard to link in terms of the music itself, but we still try to find something to link in, if not in the music, then in the video.
Do you link the videos?
Yeah.
Really?
They're linked.
Wow.
That's up to people to find out.
Oh my god, it's a mystery. Oh my god, you guys are like the Beatles now. Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
The thing is that, like, as a starting band, you don't have an audience already. So, like, of course, it begs the question: who are you making it for?
Yeah.
Like, people aren't trying to find out anything. They haven't even found out who you are. Mm-hmm. But videos live forever, you know.
Yeah.
Music lives forever.
That's
so
true.
You know, at any case, whatever does happen at the end of the day, we're leaving something, you know, behind. If somebody like is navigating on whatever's going to be YouTube 50 years from now, they're gonna maybe look back and think that this is like lo-fi from the 2020s, and like, I don't know. Maybe we're already dead, and they start getting into the native broadcast and like, oh shit, this connects, you know, like this. There's something going on here, something, you know. They're trying to tell a story, so which is how the whole thing was like born, you know. Actually, like a lot of the songs aren't like on a first person perspective. It's like from alternative character place. So
who is the main writer of your songs?
Jay.
Every step. Or
until
lyrically, melody,
instrumental. Within the studio finished version, because the really important point for the native broadcast is live and studio are two different entities.
Wow.
So we let music is alive. We let it breathe, like I was saying earlier, depending on where it is. So, you know, these guys, they bring something completely different of what I'm able to put in the songs initially when it comes to live, and I think that difference is what gives us a lot more dynamic, you know, to the project, like as a whole. So people will listen to it, and if they want to come to a show and listen to exactly what they heard on the record, I don't think we're the right band to give that to them. But on the other hand, you know, like they can always look forward to something, to some sort, to being surprised maybe somehow, you know, at each show. You know, we're always going into the studio before, like, it doesn't matter where we play, we freshen up the set list, we change patches, we change effects. Like, what's going on my voice, like the timing of the delays and the kind of reverb that we're using, the kind of snare that he's using. It's almost never the same like consecutively for every show that we're playing.
That's true. It's definitely true.
It definitely gets boring. It's just repetitive all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
get it.
Yeah, maybe, we're not sure like for people because we don't know how many people are actually like consistently following and interested in being in our shows. But like at least for
I'm
us,
there.
Yeah, this guy's there.
Yeah, I mean I've been there.
But yeah, for us, definitely, you know, like we feel kind of like. Is this right? We're playing the exact same. We're playing like a copy of the last show, like here again. We, there's something like we don't feel right about it.
Well,
like you're covering yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
a
we're
cover band, covering your own.
We cook something up and we're just like we packaged it up and we're just giving that same thing, kind of like.
Yeah, but
that's cool.
As for the music creating part, I mean, it's like from the beginning, Jay had like quite a lot of songs already like created. So we struggled for a while actually to perfect those songs, and we kind of also changed them a little bit for live performances, as Jay mentioned now. So we might actually maybe even re-record some of them just because we changed them live, or if we had some opportunity. Because they changed. Oh, I get it.
This is you. Just kidding. We can edit this out.
Once again, Gamuso, thank you very much for sponsoring this episode of Got Faded Japan.
Come here.
Thank you, man.
Yes, Pee-wee, thank you. This is Gamuso. I kampai to Gamuso. Shit, I'm gonna go drink. We just got fully loaded with drinks.
He hasn't got a drink.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. No, but the thing is, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just want to add that.
No, please.
We had this even a part where Jay. We tried something different, but we haven't finished this yet. But it was a concept that Jay had the initial idea, and then it was like, oh, add a guitar to it, and just based on this guitar, we then add a bass to it, and something like that. So we could split the responsibilities also in creation music, but. At this time, we had some turbulences in the band and so on, so we didn't really push forward this for a while. But I don't know, maybe in the future we'll also go back to doing.
Yeah, anyhow, the final recordings, you're still playing on it.
Yeah, of course.
And, you know,
I mean, more in terms of like creating from zero or something like that. Yeah. No my moment.
Just as a fun question, have you ever had like an incident in the crowd, or like when you guys were playing, like a problem with somebody?
Fist fight, I guess,
while you guys were playing,
or
like
knob.
Something like interesting that ever happened to you guys in weird,
crazy stories.
Any crazy
while you're
stories
performing or touring?
Yeah, while you're on stage.
This guy's like, oh, there's too many girls. Oh, too many groupies. Oh God.
He hides it all behind the drum kit.
A lot of problems.
Fucking drummers, man.
Oh, the girls. It's crazy.
All the girls.
One time, I playing. Floor down.
Yeah.
Floor down.
Leg was broke.
Your leg got broken.
Oh my goodness.
Floor towns.
Yeah.
Broke.
The beat, the drum beat leg thing got broken. Not your leg got broken.
Yeah.
Okay. I was playing drums so hard I broke my leg.
No, you have to say you broke your leg.
That's the story that they're looking for.
You broke your leg.
He's also in the band Slayer.
So no crazy stories from.
I mean, crazy stories. I mean, we had, like maybe any band, we had a lot of technical difficulties, which is not really crazy, but we had a tour which was pretty weird because we were invited to a tour which was like every day on this tour was so different in terms of bands being playing that we kind of didn't fit anywhere, to be honest.
It's like Bob Dylan, then you guys, and then ABBA,
and then Mayhem, like. And it's like exactly what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So we played.
You know Mayhem, right?
Yeah.
Black metal.
Yeah. So basically, we played the first show, I think it was at Tachikawa Babel, which is like a metal venue.
Yeah.
It's a big metal venue.
It's huge.
It was very hard to fit in there because all the bands were like metalcore and stuff. And then we played with Warblers, which is very like kind of a lot. Yeah. But
surprisingly though, like we got a lot of love from the bands. Like that's like a big misconception that people have about like metal community and then like mostly on like the hardcore, because if you go to like the more traditionalist kind of like rock center, then you might run into some problems there. We'll get there. But really we made a lot of good friends at Tachikawa Babel. Like the other bands, like they were, even though we were like clearly like out of place inside of
I tried so hard to play hard in there that I broke my pick in half.
Broke your pick?
I broke my pick in half. I was like, let's play zero like as hard as I can.
I've heard of bass players breaking their fingers, but I've never heard of anybody breaking a pick before.
Oh, yeah, I broke a pick. That was the only time in my life that
I've
I broke
heard people breaking their teeth playing the guitar, but never a pick.
I should try that. I should try that next time.
No, don't do that. Your dentist is going to kill you. It's very expensive, trust me.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess it was crazy kind of.
But I'll tell you what, man.
So no, like women showing their boobs or anything?
We are not Motley Crue. Would be nice.
Yeah, it's not the 80s anymore. But I'll be honest, man. The nicest people that I've ever met in my whole life have been like heavy metal guys. Like all the heavy metal like venues that I've been to and the heavy metal shows that I've been to, they're always the nicest people. Like when I saw Anvil, I've seen Anvil twice in Japan, right? Twice. And all these heavy metal guys with like jean jackets and old school leather jackets or whatever, and they're all these big guys, whatever, with spikes on them. They're always like, would you like to walk in front of me in line? I'm still thinking of which beer I should get. You know, and you're cutting in front, and they're so nice. They're so friendly. Heavy metal guys are the nicest guys.
So I guess we met an exception, but it wasn't from the heavy metal side though. It was from the real black metal.
Oh, black metal guys are
basically
that makes sense.
Thanks for putting that out. Okay, now you can tell the story.
No offense. To all for everybody that's listening to us and watching us from Norway, we apologize. Okay.
Yeah, we'll put fire on some church later just to make up for it. So sorry.
Oh,
yeah, but, so
God, yeah.
basically,
here we go. Here we go,
yeah,
Yuki.
Where was it? Sangenjaya, Heaven's Door. Well, whatever.
Oh, Heaven's Door.
So this place is pretty old. It's like I think it's 35 years now. Or
something like 80s.
It was 1990s, early 90s.
They started in 1990.
1990. Okay, yeah, Heaven's Door. Yeah, it's old, very old.
So basically, the issue of the place, if I could say so, is that they don't kind of take into consideration like what kind of group of bands is playing in the venue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know.
And in the same venue, you could have a comic band with two people like half naked,
like
trying to have like some comedy act.
Yeah.
And two black metal bands in a row.
Yeah. And then you have to follow that.
And you have to follow that. Yeah. And I was like, okay, with this venue, I couldn't, even in my wildest imaginations think that, those guys would be so, how do you say, like back in the 90s black metal shit kind of thinking. So basically, you are true or not true. You remember, like in 90s, if you were like metalheads, you had to be true metal.
I think it's
if you're metal, you're fucking
really
100%.
Yeah,
it really broke out off of us being on stage and seeing the situation, like how random like the lineup was.
Kind of like my events.
So
sometimes
Domi and I go on like a streak of like doing like some crowd work, like talking to everybody and trying
Hey,
to
where are you from? Hell, hey, I know Satan. Hey, Gene Simmons. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
And then what we're trying to do is kind of like, wow, this is actually great. We have a lot of diversity. Like we are the world, we are the children. So he was like,
I said too much. Maybe
I even used to like black metal when I was younger, something like that.
Oh yeah. You know, I liked black metal when I was 9. I was like,
I mean, I didn't say that I was like I grew up from it or something like that. I would say like I liked.
He said it in a really respectful way. But we thought we were saying like, hey, you know, maybe we're not so different after all. Yeah. They disagreed.
Mitsuya Liquors. Yo, what's up, faders? If you're in Asia, if you're in Japan, if you're in Tokyo, if you're in Asagaya, you better get down to Mitsuya Liquors. That's right, for the most affordable prices in Japan, you can get over 300 different kinds of beer. That's right, over 300 different kinds of beer. And of course, they got all the shochu you need, all the sake you need, and of course, they got wine from California to Italy to France to New Zealand. They got it all. When I say they got it all, they really, seriously got it all. There's no joke about that. So get down to Mitsuya Liquors. And if you go in there and you say, Got Faded Japan, you will be more than welcome to go into their back room and drink those beers that you just purchased. That's right, Got Faded Japan at Mitsuya Liquors. And 3 times a week, they have a sushi chef there. So get your sushi on, get your drink on, get your fade on, and come on down to Mitsuya Liquors, located comfortably in Asagaya, about 5-minute walk from the station. Mitsuya Liquors.
In Tokyo and craving soul food? We've got just the place for you. Soul Food House in Azabu-Juban. Check out what we do at soulfoodhouse.com. Come by and taste the love. We look forward to feeding you.
So what do you guys think of the music scene as a whole in Japan?
It's diverse. It's very diverse, I think. Yeah, and also it's funny that it's kind of also it's like Tokyo, because Tokyo is really recognized. Like, for example, you go to Shimokitazawa, you go to Kichijoji, you go to Shibuya. Every place have different people coming to this place.
That's true.
And those different mindsets also, which tend to like different styles of music. So we go to Shimokitazawa, and a lot of like the main genre of music which is in there is kind of like Shimokitazawa Kei kind of style of music. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's also interesting to position yourself in terms of the live houses, because if you play in those usual Shimokitazawa kind of live houses, you would be perceived as a band who plays kind of J-pop Shimokitazawa style. And then people who would come to see your show, it's like, oh, but it's not Shimokitazawa style J-pop. Why are you guys playing something like that?
Because you're awesome.
So this is something which makes it a little difficult to position yourself in the Tokyo kind of live house map, because where should we play then? If this is not matching and this is not matching, and all those places are very like
play everywhere and anywhere, right? Dude.
So we
as
need to be.
We
need to find those right places where people with mindset which. How do you say? I don't know.
I play as much as you can. I think your music is really, really great. And I think that your performance is really amazing. And if you guys go out there and you perform, let's just say you go to like a new place and like 60% of the people are just like, what the fuck? Still there's 40% people there and be like, dude, this is fucking awesome. And you're going to build fans for life. Yeah, I mean that's what the Ramones did.
Every show you may gain 1 or 2 fans.
The Ramones.
This as long as you just keep gigging.
Yeah, I think it's. I think the most important. This is the lesson we actually had, is that we need to choose events wisely. Basically,
depends how much you're paying for these events too. Like I know in the system in Japan, you have to pay to play.
Norma or something like that.
Oh, right. Pay to play? Are you guys doing that? Pay to play?
Our first year, there was a lot of that.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that shit, dude. Yeah. Not on my book, dude. Well, oh my god.
There was a lot of testing waters in the first year, but in a lot of senses, we had to check out what it was like, how we.
When you first started off. Yeah, okay, I can see that when you first start off and stuff. But you guys at this point,
it was more of a recon like, mission of like seeing like the live house, the type of people that go to like certain events, what kind of bands get to
okay, that makes sense. Yeah, recon, just getting information and stuff. Yeah.
So we played a lot of like venues like that, but I mean it's not like, you know, like any venue that was charging like at 2,500 yen 11 tickets. We did that thing twice, you know. It's kind of like that's gonna break for sure. Like we're not gonna survive.
Yeah.
You gotta bring like
if we gotta do that, you know.
I mean, depending on the venue, like the sounds might be really good, like in Shimokitazawa era, for example, in my opinion. But it's just, you know, it's bullshit, to be honest.
Yeah, paying to play. Yeah, I agree. I've never done that. I've always paid. The only time I've never paid my the one time I didn't pay my bands is
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Just kidding.
Well, yeah, no, it was a fundraiser. It was a charity event.
Just kidding.
So it was a fundraiser, a charity event for Gamuso, this beautiful club that we're at right now and stuff. So that was the only time I didn't pay the bands. Every other time I've always paid my bands because the thing is, I'm an artist. I've lived in the music industry for so many years, like many years, where I was just like, I know you guys gotta buy drumsticks, you guys gotta buy microphones and fucking guitar like strings and stuff, and guitars, rehearsals and stuff like that. You gotta get paid because for you guys to like get better and stronger and better, you know, you guys gotta get money to pay for that. You guys gotta live. Same thing with an artist, and if an artist can't buy paint, they can't fucking make a painting. So the thing is, like, you gotta pay the artist. And that's what I do. I'm a firm believer in paying everybody. Now, my next question is, before we get way too off track, is what is 556?
When we're speaking in Japanese, we call it gogoroku.
Wait, you guys speak Japanese, right?
Sometimes.
Fluently, right?
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Really? But Yuki never talks.
In Japanese?
If we switch gears, you'll be surprised.
All of a sudden, he's the boss, right? So we switch to Japanese, like all of a sudden, like the tables are turned.
He's native broadcast Tencho.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Senpai.
Senpai?
Yeah, like
No, you're the boss.
manages a lot of stuff actually. Like, なんか今なんか556っていう、日本語喋るとき556って言いますね。
そうですね。
556じゃなくて、もう英語喋るときにはなんか556とか。
So I understand what you're saying. He understands what you're saying, but the majority of our listeners and viewers have no idea what you're saying.
The same thing that we just said, like before speaking Japanese. That's called both 556 and 556. Depends on what language we're speaking.
Yeah. So basically, yeah.
So it came off like that initial batch of songs before Native Broadcast was like a band, and the whole thing with like these songs was that I had to work with like certain constraints that I laid out, because you know I've been writing songs for a long time, and then you get into certain habits and certain patterns of doing the same thing. And since I was like trying all sorts of different things, like I said, like painting and stuff, I'm not a painter, but you know, that was COVID. So I was at home doing all this stuff. So I was like, okay, I want to write things that I haven't written before, but instead of like pulling my brain like left and right, let me just like set what are like the parameters that I'm going to work with. So every song was kind of like, okay, for this song, I'm going to work with these instruments, I'm not going to work with those instruments. These are kind of like the tonalities that I'm going to be working with. This is going to be the kind of energy. So I kind of like set those things, and each song had kind of like this set of like rules and things that I had to work with. 556 was the weirdest actually of them all. I rolled a dice 3 times, and for whatever number that I got, I had to come up with that same number of ideas for how the song was going to start, and what was going to be the first verse, what was going to be the chorus or whatever. It was just like chance. So whatever I come up, first idea, throw it out. Second idea, throw it out. Third, fourth, fifth, that's what I got to go with. And
you can always just say too close to Satan.
That's a great album name. All right, tell me about the Music Bridge Tokyo.
Take a piss.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm sorry. Anybody need to take a piss for a break?
We're fine, I guess.
We can take a break. Yeah, a piss is important.
No. All right. Let's go like maybe like 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
Okay, 5 more.
We're good. All right.
Okay.
So okay. Finishing up because we're already at about an hour. All right. So Music Bridge Tokyo. You guys wanted to talk about that? What is that? I know what it is, but what is it?
Music Bridge Tokyo.
Yes.
It is actually very interesting. I think today event in Shibuya mostly. I think it's Shibuya.
And here, no, it's gonna happen in a couple of different
places. Yeah, so it is like I would say maybe it's not festival. Festival is too much, but it's somewhat reminding of
conference/festival/ networking event.
Yeah, and what's kind of interesting is that they kind of invited a lot of bands from different countries.
Yep.
And also they matching them up with the same amount of bands from Japan. So it is kind of like you can cultural exchange thing. Yeah. Yeah, very intriguing. And I think this is the first time they do that. I'm not sure, but I think this.
I think it's the third time April has done this.
Really?
Well, I heard like as Music Bridge Tokyo, this is the first edition, and originally we knew that La Mama was going to be one of the places. Ruby Room was going to be one of the places, and then I think now we just had an update, and Gamuso is going to be.
Gamuso! Yeah! This place right here, yeah.
So I mean, it's like great for everyone, you know, like for Gamuso, for like all the artists, because it's
good songs.
Mostly focused on independent artists and independent labels and people getting a chance to network and find out more about like what can you achieve, who can you collaborate with, like what's the best way, or what's maybe like the best way for each one, how to kind of promote yourself and display yourself in this day and age in the music industry.
But you guys are going to do that this year. When is that?
April 12th and 13th.
April 12th and 13th. Go to the show notes. You get all the information. Okay, so
you can buy E Plus Tokyo, E Plus website. You can buy tickets already for it.
Holy smokes, that's awesome. All right, cool. Yeah. Go in the show notes. It's all there. You guys, thank you so much for being on Get Faded Japan. We all have to get another drink. We got to go back to the bar and stuff. And I just want to say thank you so much for being on the show tonight. You guys are absolutely spectacular. And the energy that you guys bring to every single show is absolutely amazing. It's awesome. It's really awesome. I mean, dude, this guy right here, he's all over. This guy does backflips, all right, on the stage. This guy's like Fleet. He's like Fleet that has 6 strings instead of 4. This guy's amazing.
Sometimes comes naked too.
You've never done naked. I've never seen this guy naked. Thank God.
You never know. That's the alternative.
Not yet.
The naked broadcast.
No. Naked broadcast. Naked. Well, we got something to look forward to. But this band is absolutely spectacular. All their information is going to be in the show notes. Follow these guys, learn about these guys. The music videos, we didn't even talk about your music videos a little bit. I want to talk more. That's going to be for another episode. But these guys are absolutely spectacular. And I also want to thank, before we finish this episode, Gamuso! Hey, can you get your ass over here? Gamuso! Yes, we're here at the amazing venue, Gamuso.
Amazing.
Yep.
Thanks for our opening party.
Yes, these guys are great. So Gamuso is an amazing venue. It's huge. It's great. There's so many different floors of so many things to experience. Right here, we're on the stage floor. There's a bar downstairs. There's a VIP upstairs. We'll go there later, faders. And thank you so much for fading with us, guys. Thank you so much. I mean, you guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
No, yes. I'm really, really happy that you guys are. Yuki! Scott, you're fucking a legend, man. Thank you. Pee-wee, you're amazing, dude. Thank you. Thank you, Gamuso.
February 21st, 556, our new song is coming out.
Oh, hell yeah, definitely. And that's going to be in the show notes. All right, faders, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace. My little brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till Mom finds out, buddy.
I've got a government job to abuse and a lonely wife to fuck. As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
God, the pressure! I can't take it! I can't take it! I can't get to it!
You sure I should use me?
We're going freaking! We came, we saw, we kicked his ass!
Your move, creep.
Oh, man, I will never forgive your ass for this shit. This is some fucked up repugnant shit.
Suicide, it's a suicide.
Fuck it, dude. Let's go bold.